Hi everyone, we have this Google Pixel 2 which is not powering on. So I received this phone from another phone technician. As you can see, the phone is already open, and you will go ahead to troubleshoot and see how we can solve this fault. So let's head on to work. So now we have the Pixel 3 motherboard out, and here we have the battery connectors. The first thing that we are going to do, we go ahead to set our multimeter to continuity test range. Then the first thing that we are going to test for full current leakage, and if there is no full current leakage, we will go ahead to check for half current leakage. So we have the GNZ. Okay, this one here, this side should be the V, but we are getting 388. That's no full shorting. And keep in mind, like I always say, because it doesn't beep, it's not beeping, it does not mean that okay, the phone is okay. So we perform that testing right there, and we go ahead to use our DC power supply to check for internal shorting. And if you don't have a DC power supply, you can then just go ahead straight to the motherboard to check the VPH section. We have our DC power supply. Let's put it to 4.2 right there. Put it to 4.2, then inject voltage here. Okay, that's we have a very high current leakage here. It's not a little one. With this high current consumption, the PCB should be able to heat up. At least let's try to find out if the PCB is heating up. This is a high current leakage there. The PCB is supposed to heat up. So what's happening here? We are getting this side of this motherboard is warming up a little bit, and also this section here is warming up a little bit. So the first section that we are going to go ahead and remove the shield should be this section, because we have the charging IC here. When there is a secondary short, you have to start troubleshooting from the charging IC. But if there was any other section here that was heating up, I could have just go ahead and remove that section. But here, we don't know if that heat is coming directly from this side or from here. So we are going to start from here. We go ahead and remove that shield. Okay, that should be okay. That's all that I wanted to do. Call me Mr. Gangster, Mr. Boogie. Girls, they give it to me. Okay, when you are removing it, you need to make sure that these edges should be facing outside. Is what I'm talking about. You see, this edge is right here. When you are removing using this style, you need to make sure that this edge is right here should be facing outside, not inside. Because if they're facing inside, they will just pull off the components near the edges. You get. Okay, smooth. So if we go ahead, we use our multimeter, then we test. So we have the secondary line here, and everything here is beeping. So what we are going to do, let's see what we are going to do. It should be the positive side. Let's go ahead. Straight is right here. That's okay. And we should inject 4 volts. So we reduce that to 4 volts. We inject voltage here. So with that current consumption, if there was something heating up from this side, it would have shown up already. After waiting for some time, you can see that this IC is heating up here with the charging IC. But I feel like this heat might be coming out from the other side of the PCB, but if it was coming from the other side, the heat will affect this section completely, not just this port right here. But even so, I believe that there is an IC causing this short. I don't think it's the charging IC fault here. So what we will have to do, we are going to solder a cable here. And the reason why we are soldering this cable here instead of the other side, even though I want us to work on the other side, is because the short that we are getting here is not a VBAT short. So it's always good to work on the circuit, to inject voltage from the circuit that is shorting, not from the VBAT, that is not shorting. Because when you inject the voltage from the VBAT, it can hit up any IC in the secondary section, even though the IC is not bad. But when you inject it from the specific line that is shorting, like we just did here, we can easily get the specific side that is shorting. So I will turn to the other side, remove the shield. So here we have the other side of the PCB, and we have the power manager IC here. Put that under the microscope. Have the power manager IC here. So that short should be, in most cases, it should be around this power manager IC. That look clear enough. The short should be in one of the VPH capacitors around this power manager IC. And it's always very hard to find, especially on Pixel phones. Not always, but in some cases the capacitor doesn't heat up at all. And that's why I say it's hard to find in some cases. But right now, we will go ahead and use our rosin flux. And we still have 4 volt right there. We are injecting this 4 volt to that wire that we soldered on that inductor. We soldered to that inductor, so that's what we are doing here. So let's connect it right now and see. Okay, are you trying to heat up, bro? Let's see this guy. That capacitor is heating up beautifully. That's smooth. That's smooth. You see, even with 4 volt, it's heating up just a little bit. You see what I was talking about? The charging IC was heating up. He said I have to check the other parts of the mobile PCB, which is very important for every technician to know about this, because an IC is heating up, like I always say, because an IC is heating up doesn't automatically means that that IC is bad, doesn't automatically means that that IC must be damaged. You get. Now that we have seen the bad capacitor, which is this, we have just one thing to do. We have just one thing to do here: pull out the capacitor. If you know that your timing is not okay using the workstation, you're still getting used to your workstation, the timing and the temperature, air, all that, you should just pull off the capacitor without using heat, because there are times that you might try to remove, then end up heating it too much. But when you apply just a little bit of heat, like I did right here, you can be able to just pull it like that without causing any extra damage to the motherboard. Okay, let's go ahead and test the VPH again. There are times you will remove this thinking that it's okay, meanwhile it's not. Let's go ahead. Here's the VPH. This is where we did that jumper from, and we are injecting the voltage here. Set our multimeter to continuity test mode, and we go ahead to test this area again. 217. That okay, it's given. It should increase a little bit, even to 250. The reason why it's giving this reading now is because the PCB is still hot. When the PCB is hot, the resistance will be low, and when it's cooling down, the resistance will keep going up. As you can see what's happening. Okay, that's all that we wanted to know. Just wanted to know if we are good here. That's a good reading. Hopefully the phone should work. We are going to go ahead and test. Well, if you are watching and you want to learn how to troubleshoot problems like this, even get deeper into troubleshooting complicated faults, you can get my courses. My basic professional level course, my block diagram master book. These are educational lessons and materials for you to learn mobile repairing. You can always send me a message on WhatsApp, purchase directly from my website through the link in my profile, the link in my bio. Plug it in and see. Okay, that's smooth. It's charging. Okay, that was perfect.